A warning this midday from the Better Business Bureau about rental scams. Memphis police arrested Kenneth Crego in connection with conning a local woman out of nearly $800. He has a long rap sheet, too, with multiple arrests and convictions for similar types of fraud. Joining us this morning is Nancy Crawford here on Midday from the Better Business Bureau of the Mid-South, talking a little bit about this and other issues where people do get scammed out of a lot of money, in this case $800.
They do, and in this case, there was not a huge red flag for her to say, wait a minute, maybe this is a scam. This victim was driving by a house. She saw a for rent sign in the yard and called the number, and the guy answered and said, well, that property's already rented, but I have another house. Would you like to see it? And she said, sure. So she met him at the next house, and he was already inside that house when she got there. So there was no reason to believe that this house did not belong to him.
So what are some safeguards here? Because that's just a common thing that people do. You're driving around, you see a property that you like, and if there's a for sale sign, if there's a rent sign, absolutely you're going to call the number.
Well, unfortunately, in this day and time, you need to do some research first. You need to write down the number and then look the number up on Google, look up the person's name on Google. If you call and get a name from him, throw his name in there, throw the company name in there, and see what information pops up. Call the Better Business Bureau, see what we know about the company. And then we can always search property records on the tax assessor's website to see who actually owns that house.
Right.
In this case, this guy has a long history of trying to sell or rent properties that he does not own. He was indicted in DeSoto County 10 years ago on 23 counts of trying to sell property he didn't own.
So he's successful with this and walking away with a lot of money. In this case, $800. A lot of people require at least a down payment of some sort. Sometimes it's the first month's rent and last. This is going to be a large chunk of change.
Exactly. And the first red flag for her was the receipt. It was just a handwritten receipt like you'd get in a coffee shop. And it did not have the address of the property on it. It just had his name and her name.
Okay. Safeguards, too, when it comes to websites, because we all know people turn to Craigslist, some other websites where people reach out. You think it's easy, and maybe it is, but you don't want to fall prey to this.
Yeah, we see a lot of rental scams on websites, even vacation rental scams. So what you want to do, again, is take the address of the property, throw it into Google. There are lots of websites out there, like Zillow, that will bring up property listings, and it will tell you whether the property is currently for sale or rent and where it is. And then you go to the property assessor's website and check and see who owns that property.
All right, checks and balances involved. Nancy, thanks so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Good, helpful tips here. Hopefully nobody else falls prey. And again, you can always call the Better Business Bureau. You guys do a lot of work with this as well.
We
and
do.
You can do some background
We do.
research,
If you don't know how to check, call us and let us check.
Okay, perfect. Still ahead.